And then who's doing the...
Hey, welcome to the Entrefluential Live podcast. I am your host, John Tanner.
And I am your co-host, Sebastian Tanner.
How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's doing fine. How are you today, Sebastian?
Doing great. How are you?
Awesome, man. Hey, listen, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the banners because I didn't hit that earlier, but let's go ahead and put that on, right?
Yep.
Let's see. I think this is the one. Yep, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So, what do you have for your tip of the day, man? Well, first of all, before we get started, how was your day?
It was great. It was a great day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty chill day. Relaxed day off work.
You had the day off, right?
Yep. So
That's
just
awesome.
relaxing today. Went to the gym earlier and did some cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, that was pretty much it.
Oh, yeah,
How was your day?
Same. I went to the gym this morning.
Nice.
I did some cardio on the bike, on the cycle, and then lifted weights, and then
Nice.
went out and worked all day, and it's been busy, man. Made some good connections, new people.
That's right. You were telling me.
Yep, some real estate investors. I met this flight attendant. Hopefully, all of these people are going to be watching the show tonight, which will be exciting.
Yep.
And now I'm here with the podcast, and I got some great information I'd love to share tonight. So tonight I'm going to be sharing some information from a research article that was done by Harvard Business School on whether or not influencers should take paid promotions and how does that impact their business. So we're going to talk about that in tonight's episode.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So what do you have for the physical tip of the day?
All right. So today I'm going to switch it up and do something I haven't done before. I'm going to give our viewers a recipe that they can follow at home.
Okay.
It's a breakfast recipe. It's a good way to start the day.
Uh-huh.
And it's a healthy recipe. So if so those of the viewers that we have that are just getting into the fitness and nutrition side of everything, of being the health, wealth, and the spiritual values that we teach at the Entrefluential Life, it's important that you know what meals to make, because some of them don't really know what's a healthy meal, how do I make it, and how do I go about it.
Okay.
So I want to start giving them some recipes every now and then on the episodes. That way they can get eventually actually make a cookbook.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's a great idea,
The
man.
Entrefluential cookbook.
Right.
And we'll do that way they can have it, because it's easier when you can just have your recipes, have your list of what you need to make, rather than trying to go from scratch and you don't really have a good starting point.
How about Entrefluential meal prepping?
Yes, I love that. Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
Right.
Oh my god, man. Okay, go.
Okay.
Share.
So this is a breakfast oatmeal recipe, and the ingredients are half a cup of Quaker oats, 2 tablespoons of PB2, that's powdered peanut butter.
Powdered peanut butter?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is a thing. They have chocolate and they have regular. PB2 is the
That's
best
awesome,
brand that I have. I've had some other brands, Great Value, Walmart. I've tried other brands that they have.
Uh-huh.
I like PB2 the best for flavor. And basically the good thing about having the powdered peanut butter versus having regular peanut butter is that for 2 tablespoons of the PB2, it's only 60 calories.
That's
and for
awesome.
regular peanut butter, that's like 200 plus calories.
No way,
for 2
man.
tablespoons.
That big difference?
One serving of peanut butter in a Jif or a creamy is 200 calories.
That's
at least.
insane.
At least
I didn't
200
realize
calories.
it was that much.
Yeah, so when you're making this dish, and I was just using regular peanut butter for a while, and it's adding a lot of extra calories to, if you're trying to track your macros or you're trying to track your calories, I noticed that my breakfast meals were going higher because of the peanut butter that I was using.
Jeez.
And so using PB2 is a good way to just cut those calories, because if you're trying to...
Does it still
be on a
taste
calorie
like peanut
deficit-
butter?
It tastes just like peanut butter. I mean,
Okay.
I had one time I mixed the PB2, I put it in a little mixing bowl, and I put some water in there, and I mix it up, and it gets the consistency similar to peanut butter. It's not as thick,
Okay.
but it's like a creamy type of, it's like a little bit more liquidy.
Okay,
than
what do you
regular
mix it
peanut
with?
butter.
What are you putting it on?
So you have the half a cup of your Quaker oatmeal. You cook that in the microwave.
Okay,
Then you add 2 tablespoons of the peanut butter powder.
Okay.
So you can get that peanut butter flavor, because the peanut butter and the oats taste amazing.
Okay.
And then you're going to want to get
That sounds
what I have
great.
right here is a Great Value Greek yogurt cup. So you can get it at your Walmart, any of those Great Value cups.
Greek
They're
yogurt.
going to be around 75 calories for that.
Okay.
And Greek yogurt has more protein, and the yogurt adds kind of like a dessert aspect to the breakfast.
Okay.
So
Do you mix it all together?
So I cook the oatmeal,
Yeah.
mix the peanut butter in there,
Yeah.
and then I put a scoop of I scoop out the yogurt cup, put it right on top of it like it's ice cream, like you're having a pie a la mode. It's tricking your brain to making you think it's ice cream.
Okay,
so
okay.
I put it's oatmeal a la mode. So I put the scoop of the oatmeal, of the Greek yogurt on there on the oatmeal, and then to finish it off, I put a tablespoon of honey. So you drizzle the honey over the oats, and you drizzle it over that Greek yogurt. And so when you're eating it, it looks like you're having a caramel sundae.
Gosh,
you
man,
know
that
what I
sounds
mean?
good.
It looks delicious.
I
And
really-
it tastes delicious.
Man, this sounds amazing. Like, I want you to do a video.
We're going to do videos and
so
we'll
that
post
we
on
can post
YouTube.
it on our
Yes.
channel.
We'll
Because
start doing that once a week.
I'm like, I want to see it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's delicious.
and even better than seeing it, I want to taste it.
And you want to
know?
taste
So
it.
come on, man. Let's
So
go.
we'll do a taste test and we'll do a demonstration of me making it.
All right, you guys hear
So-
him, right? So we're gonna hold him accountable to this because he
We're
just
gonna
said
do
he's
it.
gonna do it. Not gonna be like the last time where he said he's gonna do push-ups and didn't do the push-ups. We're gonna follow through on this one, okay, guys?
We'll have workout videos coming soon too.
Absolutely.
I'll start doing that soon.
I'm gonna do mine too, right? Like, what's it like to work out in your upper 40s?
And so basically, for the oats, it's 150 calories.
Oh man,
For the-
it's restarting.
So
okay.
we'll
Uh-huh.
we'll direct our attention to the phone. For the PB2 is 60 calories, the Greek yogurt 75 calories, and the honey is 64 calories. So
Total calorie count?
basically, you'll be at around 349 calories, 350 calories for that breakfast.
Okay, that's not bad.
And it's a great way to start
As
your day.
compared to
The whole
going to
meal
like freaking Burger King and getting 1,000 calorie
you're
meal.
having 1,000 calorie meal
Yeah.
for
So
all
this
these
is
other
like-
places that you're going out to eat.
Yeah.
For the most part,
Yeah,
you get it with the sauces and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah, 1,000
It's
calories.
1,000
Right,
calories.
so this is like a third of all that.
It's a third of that.
Yeah.
And you're good. You
Awesome.
fuel the fuel. You know, like
Which is
you're not
what's-
really too hungry.
That's the
afterwards.
goal, right? You're
Feel
quenching your
satiated.
hunger
Exactly.
and you're getting energy for the day.
And it's a tasty way to have these ingredients
Mhm.
and have the healthy food. It's a tasty way because so many people think eating healthy has to be just plain food, no seasoning, no nothing, plain chicken
it's
and rice.
flavorful.
And you can make it flavorful
Yeah.
while staying
Yeah.
in the healthy side of it, while
I love
staying in the aspect of keeping the calories lower.
Yep.
You're cutting a third of what you would normally have going out to eat.
This
And
is
then
awesome,
you have
man.
the drinks and everything, so
Okay.
it's a great way to start the day. And that oatmeal, for me, I don't feel as much energy in the day as when I start off with oatmeal. Every time I have oatmeal, it gives because it's the carbs. And
Okay.
it's complex carbs. So it gives you the proper energy that you need to start your day. It's great.
Okay, I'm sold on it, man. Like, I'm just like, shut up and take my money already. I'm in.
We need to make the video demonstration. I'm telling you, it looks like ice cream.
Well, speaking of ice cream, like, I want to find a healthy alternative ice cream that's healthy for you.
Halo Top.
Okay, we need to try that
Halo
too.
Top. We'll
Like,
do a review.
can we
on
do it? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about
The
that. and
whole
then
pint.
do a demo.
They have the whole pint of the thing
Yeah.
for like 300 calories.
300 calories for the
For
whole
some of
pint.
them, yeah.
Okay, like we need to order some of that, like stat to
Dude.
show people like what's up with that.
Exactly.
And then that's gonna tie like me talking about that and saying like we're gonna show this on. We're not being sponsored by these people.
We're not.
We're just doing it
We're
because
not.
we think he says this is a great ice cream that's healthy, and I love ice cream, so I need to find something healthy.
And for people
So
like
I'm not
us that
killing my-
we want to eat healthy and
Right.
have the sweets,
Workouts
exactly. You don't want to just
destroy
like,
the workout that you did, right?
Yeah.
you do all the hard
It
work on
goes
your
right out
exercise.
the door.
Exactly. So you've
throws
got to
it
have
away into
healthy
the trash.
alternatives, right?
Exactly.
To feed that sweet tooth, right?
Absolutely. And if you're
Okay.
like us and you like sweets, but you
Yeah.
want to stay healthier,
Right. You got to
find alternatives.
Healthy alternatives. Okay.
Exactly.
Super awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that today. I love the recipe for breakfast, man.
Breakfast
Awesome.
oats, man. Breakfast oats. That looks like you're having ice cream. It looks like a dessert. You're having breakfast, but you feel like you're having dessert. Who
With
doesn't want to have that, man? Come on.
PB2 powder.
Powdered peanut butter.
Powdered
That's how
peanut
you
butter.
cut those calories. Because
Oh
when you
my
think
god,
about
that's
it,
awesome.
this whole breakfast is 350 calories. But if you had one serving of regular peanut butter in it, that would be almost the whole,
Yeah,
the whole
ridiculous.
amount of calories.
I mean, you might as well go to McDonald's. You know, forget
Exactly.
it. You're not winning.
Exactly.
So like,
a lot
this
of
is
people
like
get
way
confused.
better. I want to find this powder. I want it on my shelf now.
Exactly. Yup.
Okay.
It's great.
All right, cool, man. So listen, I was thinking before you started, I was like, no, we got to go with the flow. But I want to talk about like the real estate plans that we have because I'm so stoked about that.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll save that for later, okay?
Okay.
Because it's cool, right?
It's a lot.
It's gonna be it is a lot. It's gonna be awesome.
We have great plans.
Yep, we have amazing plans. Wait till you guys hear about what we're gonna be doing. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
All right, so the mental tip of the day. I'm doing that one, right? I've got the mental tip of the day, and actually we're going to be reading rule number 9 of the 12 rules of success, which is don't waste valuable time broadcasting your personal problems. I feel like I did this one last week, wasn't it?
No, this is the one. This is the last one was
look for the best.
Look for the best in new ideas. Yes.
All right. Don't waste valuable time broadcasting personal problems. It probably won't help you, and it cannot help others. Right. So always be positive. Don't share negative information. How would if I shared negative information with you? How would that be beneficial to you at all?
It honestly kills the vibe.
It kills the vibe, right?
Like,
I feel sorry for you.
It brings down your frequency.
Yeah.
You feel bad. You know, it's good to get advice from a friend or something.
Sure.
But, you know, there's a time and a place. And
right.
Sometimes that saying, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all.
That's right.
It applies because depending on where you are, you don't want to be talking about that crap in certain moments. Sometimes you need a shoulder to cry on.
Yep.
But for the most part,
find a family member, somebody close to you. Don't share it with your colleague at work or somebody that you're about to do business with because it doesn't fit at all.
It does not.
So save that for your. That's pillow talk, man. Save it for your spouse, for a family member, and then just go. If somebody asks you, just say, "How's your day going?" Incredible.
Yep.
Right. Incredible can be good or bad. It's incredible. How are you? Flip the script. How are you?
Or I'm making it work. Like, if you're
I'm making it work.
Like, you know what? Sorry, I'm rough, but I'm coming back strong though.
I'm always climbing, man. I'm always climbing. Always overcoming hurdles. How about you?
Yes, exactly. And that's a way to you kind of want to let it off your chest.
Yeah.
But also you don't want to be negative Nancy.
You don't want to go deep dive into that.
Exactly.
You want to deep dive into positive stuff. And approach the conversation with a servant's heart. So how could you serve? You can't serve that way if you're just talking about your woes. No.
Exactly. And then the quote, it's not helping you.
Yep.
And it's definitely not helping them.
Yep. Don't waste time, valuable time, broadcasting personal problems.
Because you can't get that time back.
You can't get it back.
So you waste too much time dwelling on the past and
whatever you're dealing with that they can't help you with anyway.
Exactly.
So just move forward.
Exactly. Yep.
That's
a great role of success by him.
It is, man.
Because you keep yourself relevant to what you need to be thinking on right now.
Exactly.
You don't waste too much time dwelling on the negative crap.
Positive.
It's not going to go anywhere. You switch it to a positive.
Yep.
I'm bouncing back.
Find out. Yep.
Jumping over the hurdle, like you said, I'm overcoming the hurdles.
Yep.
Boom. You turn into a fighter, and then it makes the people around you want to be around you more because I've been around so many people that only have negative things to say.
Yep.
And it's made me that way too in some moments.
And you want to push that person away. It repels you from them.
Exactly.
You don't want to repel people from you. You want them to be attracted to you. And the way that people are attracted to you is when you make them feel good about them. Right? Make them feel good about themselves. So flip the script, be like, my life is I'm always dealing with things that are incredible. I'm always doing something, for the better.
Yeah.
But more importantly, Sebastian, how are you, man? What's going on with you? How can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you, man? You know what? Right. I love the way you're freaking crushing it, man. You got killer plans. I freaking love it, man. Dude, you're my number one.
It makes me feel like a rock star. It makes you feel great, You make them feel good. They want to be around you more. You're going to be surrounded.
Start off with, man, it's so good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
So good to see you. What's going on, man? Fill me in on what's new.
Exactly.
What mountain are you climbing right now?
Yup.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Right? And now they want to share.
And then you want to talk about things.
Dude.
Exactly.
And then
you feel motivated.
And after Sebastian tells me about everything that's going on that he's excited about, right? Talk about what's enthusiastic to that person.
Yes.
Let them get excited about it. Let the endorphins start flowing in their brain.
Yes.
Now they're going to be like, dude, what's going on with you? What can I do for you? Hey, man.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I'm actually doing a marketing campaign for my real estate business. And if you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell a house, would you let them know that I've got some special deals going on right now? If they're buying, I'm offering 1% a buyer contribution towards their closing costs out of my commission check to help them out.
Nice.
Right?
It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody gets to eat.
Yes, and I'm building long-term customers this way.
Exactly.
I'm looking for the long win, not the short win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Little short's good, but Longer is better.
Long wins are good.
Yeah, man.
You get there by having that positive attitude.
Absolutely, man. And then that one person's going to bring 2 or 3 more referrals in, and that's generating sales, extra sales down the road.
Yeah.
On long term, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right? So
you set yourself up for success.
Absolutely. Now he's ready to go out there and say, hey, man, I know somebody's realtor extraordinaire who's going to hook you up, man.
Exactly.
I got a deal for you now. Right? He goes back and he says, I got a deal for you. I can give you 1% of your purchase price towards your closing costs.
Exactly.
Right?
When you tell someone that, they're like, okay, I'm going to make money
on this deal.
By purchasing this house or whatever,
right.
Purchasing this apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, I can make some money back.
Yep.
While I'm spending it, whatever, I can make some coming back, and I can use it for some furniture or whatever.
There you go, 1%, man. A $400,000 house, that's $4,000.
Exactly.
That's $4,000.
Exactly.
You know, that's motivational. So then he feels like a hero because he just helped that person save $4,000.
Exactly.
So you want to help your friends, help them feel good about helping you.
Absolutely.
All right, so cool. I think we got the mindset, right?
That was great.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Mindset's done. Mindset's clear, crystal clear.
Yep.
All right, spiritual tip of the day. You're coming in with First Kings today, right?
That's right.
First Kings, love it. I was thinking, man, I love listening to this because I feel like when you're telling me the information that's coming from the book, right? This is from Living the 66 Books of the Bible by Dr. David Jeremiah.
That's right.
And what this book does is it gives us a summary of each book, each chapter in the Bible. Each book
summarizes each book.
Yeah, each book. And so what I love about the way that we bring this information to you is it's kind of like a mini Bible study. And this is like instead of bringing you information from a motivational book, which we're all about that, right?
Yes.
Right. This right here is motivational speaking.
Yep.
Okay. But this is too. And so we're bringing you.
Exactly.
We're trying to bring this not like in a preachy way, but we're bringing it to you like a teachy way. We're teaching you some inspirational, positive energy stuff.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is real. It's real positive, real energy.
Exactly.
And you can only take goodness from it. Okay. And that's why we share it.
Exactly. And
it's a motivation, the best motivational book in the world.
It is. Absolutely is. And we don't spend too much time on it either. So you don't feel like you're in a sermon right now or something. You don't feel like you're in the church service.
No, this is for positive.
It's great to be there.
Yeah.
But this is a good way you can get positive your service at the same time that you're watching the Entrefluential life.
Right. Or just get informed. Like if you don't know anything at all about the Bible, like, oh, I know about Christian people, but I don't really know anything about the religion. Look, man, we're all about positive energy because we just believe that God created the world, man, and everything in it, and he has a plan of action for us to help us succeed, and that information is in this plan of action. So why not share that with other people? That's what we're doing here.
Absolutely, and there's so many key themes to take away from every book in it, and David Jeremiah does a great job of telling us those key themes that we can spread, and that's where the motivational aspect comes from.
Right.
Because it motivates you. It's a book that's supposed to motivate you.
It's guidance too. Like it's motivational. It gives you the positive reinforcement, the encouragement that you are loved.
Yes.
That you have a God that created you and loves you and wants a personal relationship with you.
Yes.
And there's a whole community of Christians that feel exactly the same way. We are called to love each other. Exactly. We are here to pour goodness onto you. That's our mission.
Yes.
Right? And so it's like we're telling you about this great community that we have.
Yes.
Like you want somebody to love you unconditionally?
You already have it.
You have it.
Yep.
You know, get into it. Just tap into it. Open the door. And so like this is instructions that say, hey, here's the big takeaway, the big idea from this book that's in the Bible, right?
That's right.
Here's God's message to you through these words, and we're like just the messenger, sharing that information. And we do it because it motivates us and inspires us and gives us guidance along the way. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, and we're hoping that it'll inspire you guys as well. Just like it does to us.
To go learn more. Everything that we bring here is about like, hey, here's a synopsis, here's a summary. Now go do your research and learn more.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go.
Let's get into
First Kings.
First Kings. The book of First Kings breaks into 2 parts. The first 11 chapters are about Solomon, and the last 11 are about the kings who followed him, both in the south and the north in the land of Israel. Under Solomon, the nation reached its golden age. The nation benefited from his wisdom, and people traveled far and wide to hear his teachings. For years, his kingdom was at peace. The wealth of nations flowed into Jerusalem. Solomon's wisdom exceeded a high IQ. It was a God-given wisdom in response to the request Solomon made as a young man. He asked God to give him an understanding heart to know good and evil. The Lord made the same offer to us in James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all liberally, and without reproach, and it will be given to him. We can be wiser than Solomon because we serve a king greater than Solomon. Though Solomon's wisdom brought times of prosperity to Jerusalem, it also brought peril to Solomon's own heart. He became too self-aware, too sensual, too desensitized to the Lord's voice. It's important to pray each day for needed wisdom. God teaches us morning by morning. We learn much in times of peril, but we also need insight for navigating prosperity. Lest we make a shipwreck of our faith, our prayer should be, Lord, grant me all the needed wisdom day by day. May I speak wisely at all times and walk wisely in all ways. The key theme is let's be as cautious in times of prosperity as we are in times of peril. We relax our guard and allow our spiritual passion to grow lukewarm. So when things go good for us, it's not the same. We don't react the same when we're in a bad season as we're in a good season. We need to be acting the same through all of our seasons, is what I'm hearing from that.
Yeah.
The key challenge, when facing decisive moments, ask God for discernment and wisdom to know what to do. Make it a practice to trust Him even when you cannot understand His leading. For our understanding is imperfect, but He is wise in all His ways. The key verse, therefore give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours? 1 Kings 3:9. The key prayer, God, give me a renewed passion for your word and a heart to follow you and to obey your commands. So that was great.
That's awesome.
I think one of the things that stuck out to me was that when we're in a good season, we turn our back on God. And we are in the moment of what season we're in. You know, when we're doing good, we're doing good. And we're like, okay, we don't need Him right now. But then when we're in a bad season, God, please, I hope you haven't forgotten about me.
Right.
You know, it's like it's very easy to, you're in a bad time,
to go pray
God,
to God,
please, okay, now I need you. I need you to give me the ability to see through what's going on right now, to have the knowledge.
Yeah.
And everything.
Help me stop throwing up because I'm drunk and I drink too much alcohol and I'm throwing up in the toilet right now. Right?
Exactly.
That's a great
before
comment.
that, you were downing those beers and you had no problem with it.
Yeah, you weren't talking about it at all.
Exactly. So that's the problem. But being lukewarm, He's telling us, don't be lukewarm. Don't be having a bad time. You need God, and then
have a relationship with Him all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
In every season of your life.
Right.
Because
always be praying.
Things are going to be good, things are going to be bad, and when things go good for us, most people they forget about Him. Like, okay, things are going good right now, but once the bad time hits, I'm like, God, hey God, remember me?
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's not how it's supposed to be.
Right. So some examples, some practical examples of that is when COVID hit, church attendance online, at least because we were all in lockdown, went up like, let's just say like 100%, right? Like it just skyrocketed super high because people were scared as hell
that they were gonna die.
They were gonna die.
And
so they started talking to God right away.
Yeah.
But then when things got better, then church attendance went down.
It went down again.
Right.
Because then they weren't scared for their
people
lives.
feel like they don't need God anymore, right?
Exactly.
So, but God doesn't like that. He says He wants us to have a relationship with Him all the time. Now He's great. He gives us grace. He gives us a lot of room to make mistakes.
Yes.
But He'll correct you. He'll bring you back to a hard time again so that you recognize Him and ask for His help again. So don't wait for the hard times to start asking for help. Ask Him for help every single day, throughout the day, right?
Yes.
And by that, ask Him for help for other people, not just for yourself. Like if you see a homeless person or if you see an ambulance driving down the street, those are emergencies that are going on, and just bring your attention to Him and just ask Him for guidance for assistance for those people according to His will. I always pray according to His will because His will knows better. He knows more what's better for all of us than we know for ourselves. And so when you ask for His will to be done, then you know that the solution is going to come out better than what you could ask for, like what we could ask for, because we don't see into the future. You know, we see the present, we see the here and the now.
I love that, and it's very important because it's important not to be so self-centered and selfish and only pray about yourself.
Yeah.
But when you pray for others,
yes,
you're wishing good onto others.
Yep.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing
Yep.
here. We're supposed to be spreading love to everyone.
Right.
Love your neighbor.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Love
Yes.
everyone. Love your enemy like your neighbor. Love your
Yep.
enemy like it's your family. Love everyone.
And that's
No matter
actually,
what.
and this is actually, love everyone, love your neighbor. That's actually instructions to build influence.
Yes.
Because people that you treat nicely are going to want to do good to you.
Exactly.
And so if you want to build up your business as an entrepreneur,
You
be
wanna
nice to people.
everyone.
Be nice to people and be
Yes.
helpful to people. And that's how you build influence. That's how you get people to want to work for you in your company. That's how you get people to want to buy from you as a consumer,
Yeah.
because they love how you take care of them, how you treat them.
That's how they learn to know you, like you, and trust
Yeah.
you.
Now, know you, like you, trust you, right? And
It's
then
like
want
you
to
were
do business
saying
with you.
before.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's
That's
a
how you build
KLT.
your rapport. You build your
Yep.
influence.
Yep.
You build your brand. You do that. You build yourself.
100%.
You're nice to everyone, and they all. Oh yeah, when people talk about you, they have good things to talk about you because you do good things for others.
Yep.
And you do it from the kindness of your heart. You don't expect nothing in return,
Exactly.
and that's when you get rewarded.
So, I want to talk about just real quick what I took away from that book, The First Kings. Okay, Samuel was the wisest man. King Solomon. King Solomon. I was like Samuel. King Solomon was known as the wisest and the most wealthiest king that ever lived on earth.
Yep.
Now here's what I took away from that, and it's I can relate to this because it's been applicable in my own life. King Solomon asked for wisdom to know right and wrong, to know justice,
Yes.
so that he could apply justice and the people that he was serving, the people that he was leading, right? He was a king, right? But he was serving his people.
Yes.
That should be a message to our politicians today, because if you're a politician, you need to serve your people. They're not your peasants.
That's
You know what I mean?
great.
Okay.
Yes.
But the other thing that I took away from that is that be careful what you ask for. And I can relate to that in my own life, because I've asked God to let me see the world through his eyes, and I see a lot of things that give me a lot of heartache, a lot of despair, because he opens your eyes. You ask him for it, he's going to open your eyes. You're going to see things in a new way. You're going to see good and evil. You're going to see goodness and you're going to see evil. And it's hurtful to see evil. It's hurtful to see bad things that are happening among people, because how can it not affect you if you have a heart? You have a heart, and you're gonna be mad and you're gonna be sad by the things that you see that's going on. And it's so ubiquitous in our society that you cannot help but be shocked by it. So be careful.
Exactly.
I'm not saying don't ask for it, because it's a good thing to aspire to be like Christ, to be like God with us.
But you also got to be prepared for the other side of it.
Exactly.
And
so
also, it even says he brought a lot of prosperity to Jerusalem by God giving him this knowledge, but it also brought peril to Solomon's own heart, because he became too self-aware, too sensual, too desensitized to the Lord's voice.
Yep.
And doing that,
too much of anything is not a good thing.
Exactly, because then you start thinking. You're lost in your thoughts.
Yeah.
A person that thinks too much has nothing else to think about but his thoughts.
Yep.
I heard that. I don't know who said that. But, and being too self-aware, being so caught up in your head all the time, and you're thinking too much about yourself and what's going on, that can be damaging to you.
Well, you get analysis paralysis, for one thing. You're frozen, right? And all you're thinking.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that because God made us in his image, we're like mini gods. I said that last time.
Yep.
And the problem with that is, if you don't become too reliant on God, you might think that you're his equal. And that's a big problem, because that's what happened to Satan, Lucifer.
Yep.
And that's why he was kicked out of heaven, because he became too haughty, And the worst thing that we can do, especially, like, I remember this when I was a singer in choir, is whenever Mr. Mitchell would tell us, he was like, whenever I give you guys praise, your nose goes up in the air, and then you start screwing up, And it's true. Like, when we get too much, like, into ourselves and big-headed,
too cocky,
we start making mistakes,
Exactly.
And so stay humble. I think that's like one of the takeaways from that.
And he said he was desensitized to the Lord's voice.
Right. You want to hear.
He started thinking he was the Lord. He was
He
him, like you said. Like, we think that we're God.
Yeah, or
too
godly.
To him.
Right.
Exactly. We think that we're too godly.
Yeah, too higher.
Listen to everything that we're saying.
Yeah.
But We need to listen to what he's saying.
Absolutely, and that voice could come from a peasant, right? Like
Exactly.
so, like if you're too high and haughty and too high and mighty, then you're not going to listen to the like, oh well, you're just an average person. Well, maybe that average person actually got good information for you.
You know what that reminds me of? That one Rule of Success by Earl Nightingale, when he says he's never met someone that he couldn't learn something from.
That's right. I love that.
You know?
Yep.
And that's exactly the same thing. You can't get so caught up in your own
self-value,
like loathing, or whatever the word.
Either one, either too high or too low.
Exactly. When you think that you're too above yourself, you get too cocky, you get too conceited, and you think you're so smart and you're better than everyone else. You don't realize that you can learn from someone that's in a lower position than you.
Absolutely.
You judge them and you think that they don't have nothing to teach you, but really you can have a lot to learn.
Exactly.
So anyone can teach you anything. So people that are too conceited with their own self, they're too full of themselves.
Don't get full of yourself.
They don't think that they can learn from anyone. They think that they know everything.
Right.
And I was like that for a while. I was always answering, "Oh, I know this, I know that."
Oh boy, young people go through that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it took me a while to get past that.
Yeah.
You know, now when someone gives me advice, I'm like, "Okay, thank you."
Right.
Even if I know what the advice is, I don't have to be a jerk and like, "Oh yeah, I know that already." Yeah, to my own horn. Like, no. Thank you for sharing advice with me.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for looking out for me, because if someone's trying to give you advice, some people are tooting their own horn trying to give everyone advice, but then there's other people that give you advice because they care about you and they want you to do better.
Exactly.
And so when you're young and you're cocky and you think like, "Oh, I know and everything," and you're always telling your family, they're giving you advice like, "Okay, I know.
Yeah.
You're just immediately blocking off what they could be telling you. And sometimes it's just like reading a good book. Sometimes when you read it again, you learn something that you didn't even know the first time that you read it.
You didn't pick it up on
the first
round. Yeah.
So it's the same exact thing. Someone could give you the same advice, but something might click differently because of an experience that you've gone through. So now you hear that advice again, you're like, wow, that makes so much sense to me now. Yeah. You know?
When I read The Official Guide to Success by Tom Hopkins, he actually said that he reads a book 5 times because he learned that if you read a book 5 times, you'll retain 60% or 70% of what's in the book.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So 5 times. So if you read it 1 time, how much did you retain? Maybe 20%.
Exactly.
You know, so you need to read it over and over again. You need to hear a message from a person 2 or 3 times, 4 times,
so it
sticks.
So it can stick.
Yep.
So it can sink into your head.
It's rote memorization. It's repetition. You know?
It's just like studying for a test. You know, you don't study a definition. If you're taking a quiz on definitions, you don't read the definition 1 time and then, okay, I'm ready for the test. You take that quiz. Oh crap! I forgot what the definition was.
Yep. It's like
you read it 25 times. You're gonna see that on there. And, okay, boom, you're writing it down. Okay, I got the definition. Boom, the next one. You know exactly what it is.
Yeah, you got to go through it over and over again. It's repetition.
That's the part that sucks, but that's where the discipline comes in. You got to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Practice makes permanent.
Yep, exactly. Practice makes perfect. So, Dean DeVito at Florida Coastal School of Law said that you've got to memorize in order to analyze.
Wow.
So, you gotta know it. You gotta know your content, and the only way you're gonna know it is by doing it over and over again. Unless you just have a photographic memory, but not all of us do.
That's you know, we're not all Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh!
And he had the
superhero powers
1 time, and then he just memorized it.
Oh my gosh! Would that be nice? Yeah, right? Like, yeah.
Oh man. But
all right.
That was great, man. I love every single book here that he does his summaries on. There's always so much to learn from. There's always, and he keeps it relevant, you know. And for someone,
modern, he gives a modern twist,
a
modern perspective.
And he comes from the older time, so he really stays
current.
He has a great job at staying current and relevant.
Right.
He gives it the information in a way that's digestible for someone like myself who's younger.
It doesn't feel like old
or a lecture or anything, you know.
Right, like cobwebby, not at all.
Monotone voice, it's the same thing. You want to fall asleep. Like, no, this is fresh. It's short to the point.
Yep.
Tells you what's up.
Yeah.
He tells you here's the key theme.
And very humble, man. He's just like, I love it. I love, like, y'all should go check out Dr. Jeremiah, man. He's a humble leader.
He's great.
He is awesome. Me too, man. His stuff is great. Okay, so for the Entrefluential tip of the day, I'm really excited about this because today I went on to, in my email, I get email newsletters from Harvard Business School, And this one came from the writer Kara Baskin, and she did an article titled "How Paid Promos Take the Shine Off YouTube Stars and Tips for Better Influencer Marketing." So here's the big idea: if you're in it, and this is what the research talks about, speaks to on this article. If you're a social media influencer, you're a YouTuber, right, and you're getting paid promotions from paid sponsorships, from companies to promote their products or services, right? So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Can it be hurtful to your business, right? Because you're an influencer. Right. So the big idea here from the research is that paid sponsorships can erode the reputation of influencers. And by that I mean that you have a following of subscribers, and they're going to start dropping off if they feel like you are losing your authenticity with them. If you lose your integrity with them. Right. So the why is that? Well, they're not perceiving the social media influencers as being trustworthy if they're getting paid to promote some product, right?
Right. If they don't genuinely like it.
Exactly.
That's what. Because yes.
So this is what the research says. According to the study, 0.2% of followers will drop off within 3 days. Wow. After doing a paid promotion, if they don't believe that the product,
if you really use it,
right? Exactly, right. That you're just doing it because you're getting paid.
Exactly. So they hate that.
They do. So 0.2% turns out to 1%, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 1% of your followers in 10 days or 15 days, or 2% of your followers in 30 days. Like in a month's time, you'll lose 2%. I don't know what your growth rate is. Hey, if your growth rate's 5% and you're losing 2%, well, that means you're still climbing 3% per month. But do you want to lose that 2% because then maybe they go and talk to people? Maybe down the road that 2% can turn into 10%. Exactly. So you have to watch that. You don't want to lose anybody. So especially like, okay, so maybe you're generating revenue from this, and maybe you count the odds. You're like, okay, well, if I lose 2%, I'm still making X dollars, right? Right. But again, if they go out and talk to other people and like, oh, I don't like Sebastian and John, they're disingenuous. All they're doing is they're just doing it for the money.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to promoting these things, but they don't actually use it or like it.
Right. So they can tarnish your reputation, especially if they speak to somebody who has a huge audience. Exactly. That 2% can turn into 20% to 50%, and now you're done. You know what I mean?
And that happens for some cases. There's some influencers and people that fall off.
Right.
Because
you get blacklisted. You
can get blacklisted.
Right.
You're doing crap that people don't like you anymore. Because people, I've seen it. Can't think of the examples of names or anything right now. But I remember growing up, I've seen YouTubers that have declined. That they were climbing to the top, and then now they're not making content anymore. Nobody likes them anymore because they got exposed for doing wrong things. And so it's like basically they're getting exposed for being a fake, a phony.
Right.
They don't stand by what they post on their YouTube, and so then the fans are like, well, you're not who I thought you were.
Right. You don't want to be that.
Do I even know you at all? It's like a relationship. Yep.
It is a relationship.
You break the trust and it's over. You don't get it back.
You need to protect your relationships.
Exactly.
Right. You need to protect your integrity with your audience. And so before you take on a paid promotion, make sure it's in alignment with what you're promoting, with what you're doing, and what your character is.
And I think, make sure like you're using what you're going to get paid to promote.
Yeah.
It's got to be, if I'm getting paid to promote something, it's got to be something, like you said, in alignment with my path, with what I'm doing, with what I use on a daily basis.
And if it's beneficial for your audience, like it's genuinely beneficial
for the audience too. Yeah. It's not all just about us.
Right. It's about your audience.
We want to please the audience.
Exactly.
We want to make our audience happy. We want to help them because we're here to serve them. So
absolutely,
it's important you have to be authentic.
So you see how this is a good article?
This is a great article,
right?
Yes.
Okay, so
be authentic as an influencer. That could be the title for this video today.
Right? Be authentic. Why should you be authentic? Be careful that you're being authentic with your right.
Exactly. Yep.
Right. Okay. So here's 5 takeaways from the article. Okay. Number 1, sponsored content can work if it fits with the influencer's brand.
Yes.
Which is what we just talked about. Number 2, influencers should sponsor below the radar brands. Now, this is what the article talked about. If you're an influencer and you're talking to a brand that's up and coming, and that brand is cool, it has value, it fits in with what you're doing, then your audience will appreciate you bringing that information to light because they never heard of them before.
Exactly.
And so you're helping them learn about, like, for instance, a tool, a resource that they can use in their own businesses or life. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they'll value that. So look for that type of sponsorship. Number 3, influencers should talk more to appear authentic. They'll be like, oh, and today our episode is brought to you by blah 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 water company. You know, and that's it. No, talk about whatever it is that you're marketing.
Talk about why you.
I love this water because it's got pH balance. You know, whatever.
Exactly.
You know,
And
it's got mineral tasting.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And most people have a BS meter
Mm-hmm.
built into their body, so they can just tell if you're faking it.
Yep.
Some people are amazing at faking it. They're great actors. They should get a Grammy because they can pass it off. But, for the most part, you can tell if someone's not being genuine. So if they don't like it, they're going to give some BS reasons why they use this product or whatever. But when somebody really stands by something, they really like it, you can hear in their voice, you can tell by the energy that they're portraying, that they're giving out, and you know in your heart if they're really being truthful or not. If you have a good intuition and you listen to yourself, you trust yourself, you can just tell. I can watch a content creator, 2 different ones, and I can tell which one's really being authentic.
And that ties into number 5, but I'm gonna come back to it because I gotta do number 4 first.
Okay, number 4.
I love that. Okay, so number 4 is marketers. That's the companies, the marketing agents that work for the companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should not overvalue influencers with large audiences. So look, you know what? The bigger the better? No, that does not apply. Just because somebody has a huge audience does not mean that you're going to get more bang for your buck.
Because they might not all engage.
The audience might not be a right fit for your product or your service that you're trying to sell.
Exactly.
So you need to better to have a smaller, like a micro influencer that has a better audience that's aligned with whatever your product or service is, than to go with some mega influencer where 90% of the people aren't even paying attention to what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Because they're just there because they're following sheep,
Exactly.
right? And so they're just following the flock, come on, and they're just there for showmanship, okay? But they're not paying attention.
Exactly.
So it's in one ear and out the other.
Exactly.
Okay.
So having that huge following doesn't mean that they're all interacting with their content. They're all interacting with what they're putting out there and everything. You could find somebody with a smaller following fan base of people that are invested in what this person puts out.
The riches are in the niches. So go get niche down to people who are micro influencers that have the audience that's right for your product or service.
That's great.
So that's for the company. Now going back to number 5. So the tip here is marketers should consider leveraging, not suppressing influencers' personalities. So just like Sebastian was talking about, the audience can tell when the person's being authentic or not. They know when you're real and when you're being fake. And so instead of having, the message to the marketers is, instead of having the influencer say your line exactly how you want everybody to say your line, let them say it the way that they would naturally say it, because their personality is going to sell the product or service, not your line.
And there's a lot of companies that I've seen it, like where they have these famous people say this word for word. And when they're saying it, it just sounds fake. They can't even get into it. So let them tweak it and get personal. Let them be them. Let them do what they do best.
Exactly.
And it's going to sell more than having them stick to the script. Stick to the script.
Read
the words on the screen. It's like a news reporter.
Can't you read?
It's 5 degrees.
Right here. Get you read the script, people.
Exactly, man.
Follow the script. And man, robot didn't get to do exactly what you taught me to do.
Oh my god. That's how it comes across.
Cancel culture. You're out of here.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Oh man.
X-nay on the whatever A.
On the script A.
Right? Script A.
That's
my god.
Number 5 is great.
Dude, so I thought that was I was happy to trip on that.
That's awesome.
I was like, God, bring some good content today. And you can't go wrong with Harvard Business School, man.
You can't.
They got some damn good researchers over there. So
that's perfect for Entrefluential.
Yep.
Influential
Influence building, man. So Thank you, Professor Shun Yuan Zhang, Assistant Professor at Harvard Business School, for doing this research and bringing this content. And thank you to Kara Buskin. Hope I said your name right.
Kara Baskin.
Baskin. Yep.
It's not confused. Carol Baskin, Tiger King. It's not Carol. Kara.
Kara. Thank you for that.
We're not talking about Tiger King over here.
Damn, no, heck no. All right, so but I'll put a link into this article into the show notes on YouTube so that you guys can link on it and read it. It was fantastic. I loved it. And it's fresh. It's current. It was written 26 October.
Oh, so that's very not even a month ago.
Yeah, last
couple weeks ago.
Yep,
exactly.
A couple weeks ago. Yep. So great content, especially for. I love being an influencer. I love
the influencer side.
The YouTube channel is
going
amazing.
More to being authentic. Just goes right on for the message. The thing of the day is the authenticity.
Don't sell your soul, man.
Seriously.
How long ago was it that you turned coat? Don't do it, man. Be original. That's what brought your audience to you, anyways.
Stick to your guns, man.
Yeah,
Stick to your guns. Don't just you get a deal from someone and just gonna follow them. You're gonna lose your fan base by doing that.
Exactly.
So stick to authentic. Stick to doing what you do best.
100%.
Be you all the time.
Always.
Don't ever change because it'll bite you in the butt later.
Absolutely, man. That's right. I love it.
That was great, man.
Dude, I think we're bringing the heat again over here to the Entrefluential Life podcast, man. I can't wait to go to the next level and start doing webinars. And,
we will.
The workshops. Oh, I can't wait to do the workshops, man.
Exactly.
So that's another thing that we're working on behind the scenes. Give you a little bit of updates on what's coming in the future.
Yes.
So we're gonna take the 10 pillars of Entrefluential success, which Sebastian's writing his half of it right now.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And this is going to be his first publication. So we want you guys to buy our books, support us, man.
That's right.
And it's really going to be helpful for you anyway. That's why we're doing this. But then we're going to take it to the next level.
A lot of great knowledge in there for them to get started.
100%, man.
A lot of
for marketing
information in there. What you have written down. I mean, it's understandable. It's not too much information. I mean, it's
bite-sized chunks.
It's essential.
Essential bite-sized chunks. We keep it practical. What is this? Why is it important? Yes. And how can I apply it to my business?
Exactly.
That's our angle.
That's the perfect
explanation of it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Exactly.
And then to get even more practical, we're gonna meet with you face to face. We're gonna go to some hotels, get conference rooms, bring you guys in, and help you build out your content so that you can take it to the marketplace and share with your audiences and grow your business.
Exactly.
Right.
You guys are going to be leaving with content. You're going to have learned a lot of information.
Right. And make connections with people.
And you're going to make connections. And
so
you'll have content to post on your social medias and everything.
Yeah, you're going to walk away with new followers, man. That's
exactly.
That's the goal,
Exactly.
So we're looking so forward to taking it from theory to action. Because hey, theory's great. All of these books on the bookshelf over here that you can't see because the camera's facing us, all these books over here are fantastic, but they do nothing if they sit on the shelf. Exactly. You've got to put it on the street and make it real.
You've got to use the knowledge that you have.
And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to give you a choice. You're not going to go sit in a workshop and just sit and learn more stuff that you're learning already now for free on YouTube.
We're going to have you apply those skills
in person right there,
during the
workshop, live, with us guiding you in the process.
Because so many people, they go to these lunch and learns and the workshops, and they go and learn a bunch of stuff, then they go home and forget about it.
Right. It sits in a notebook.
It's going to be a hands-on DIY and DFY.
Yeah, done with you.
And done with you, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be a DIY and DWY.
Right, DWY.
We're going to do it with you. We're going to help you do it yourself.
Yep.
And then when you leave, you're going to have content to post that day. So
Absolutely.
that's a great, I mean, come on. Not many people doing that right now. I don't really see too much of that being broadcasted. Exactly. I see people inviting people to come and do their workshops, but I don't see that many people having them help them create content on the spot.
Dude, even better, I'm already thinking that we can create a kit.
Yes.
Right? So you want to do podcasting because that's one of the 10 pillars? Yes. Well, we're going to have a podcasting kit that you can take home with you at the event. Idea. So you're what microphone do I need? What headphones do I need? Don't worry, we're going to have it for you. It's going to be in your hands, and you're going to be able to use it in the workshop and then take it home with you to continue using it in your home studio.
I love it.
Right?
That sounds amazing.
Dude, practical, man. It's all about practicality.
Making it easy for them.
Absolutely.
For you guys.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, the next thing you know, we'll be there in your show too,
We'll be a guest on your guys' show.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And so will everybody else at the workshop.
Exactly.
So like, you have an
You go to
entourage.
the workshop and you
Dude,
meet other people
this
like
is-
yourself that are upcoming entrepreneurs, and
Right.
that's a great way to make connections and have the right circle around you. Be surrounded by the right type of people.
Right. It's a mastermind group, which is
I
what we
love
call
it.
the Entrefluential Club.
Yes.
Right. So come be an Entrefluencer with us. Go to Was it Entrefluential.club or Entrefluencer.club? Entrefluential.club.
Yeah.
Entrefluencer.club.
Entrefluencer.club.
I think so. One or the other. Just go check it out.
Yep. We'll have it in the notes.
Exactly.
Right. That was great.
Yep.
So I think we've covered everything. I think
We
now
did,
it's
man.
time for the motivational quote of the day.
Please go.
All right. So today, this is our motivational quote. Sometimes life takes you in a direction you never saw yourself going, but it turns out to be the best road you have ever taken. That's by Abhishek Tiwari. And I love that quote. It goes great with the last episode that we had. We were talking about how I was going through things in school, what I've learned now, how it's helped me to be able to give advice to people that are around my age and a little bit younger than me, going through similar paths that I've gone through. This is great, life will take you in a direction you never saw yourself going.
I love it.
But it turns out it was the best road you've ever taken.
I love it.
Once you look back, you
Yeah.
see that was the best thing to happen to you. In the moment, you don't think that.
Yep.
But afterwards, once you look back, you're like, wow, I'm so glad that happened because it put me in a position to become a better person, to become Sebastian 2.0,
Right.
to become my dad 2.0, John 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
anyone, viewers 2.0,
Yeah.
5.0.
There's no such thing as a wrong road, right?
It's a learning lesson.
it's a path, man. It's a
Exactly.
journey,
Exactly.
right? And you have to just be open to see what the purpose of it was, right? Everything happens for a reason. We make
Yes.
choices, right? Sometimes the choices that we make have long-term implications, short-term implications.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you're further along in your journey, you're gonna look back and say, "Oh, now I see why God put me on that pathway because it helped me here at this point."
Exactly. And just like I think they said it in First Kings, but I know they said it in David Jeremiah, is one of the key prayers was to ask God to keep an open heart for what He has to tell you.
Oh, yes.
And so it ties into that because
That's
you
awesome.
gotta keep your heart open
Yep.
to see that
Yep.
you are on the right path.
I love
But
it.
some people
I
don't
love
do that.
Yep.
When you open yourself to that, you can see what He's teaching you, and you're like,
Yep.
wow,
Yep.
you put me in that position, so I
Right.
get to this position.
I love it. Be flexible.
Exactly.
Like go with the flow, go with the river. Be in the I look at the will of God and I say, like, let me be like a river flowing with your will.
Exactly.
Right. You can have steady plans, but when things happen, be flexible to shift. Right.
Yes.
And then that way you'll be of best use to God because things are changing all the time,
Exactly.
and He wants to be able to use us and fulfill our purpose, right? Which is to be love and light to other people.
That's
you
right.
know? And so, like, just go with that, man. Just go with that.
Yep.
Be love and light. We have our journeys.
All
Like,
right.
one person's on a journey of being an astronaut. Another person's on a
Yep.
journey of being an engineer, and another one's fixing toilets for people. You know what I mean? We all have our different journeys. We have our purposes to serve in life,
Exactly.
but we can do it, in two different ways, essentially, right? One is to be selfish,
Yep.
and the other one's to be selfless. And so
Exactly.
maybe we're not going to be 100% on one side or the other. Most of us vacillate in between those 2 points,
Yeah.
but try to be more selfless, right, in serving others, and you'll have a better quality of life by doing that,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Serve others, man.
Exactly.
Be love and light.
I love it.
Cool, man. Me too. All right,
That's
guys,
it.
we're wrapping up, man. So
Yeah.
what do we always close with?
Go out there
And amplify your message. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We will see
Thank
you
you.
for episode. What are we coming up along over here? Episode
We're on
26.
26.
Yep. Next Tuesday will be episode 26.
Wow.
And I think next Tuesday we're gonna have a little surprise.
We will.
We're gonna do a different theme
We
for,
will.
for
I don't know
Tuesday.
if we should tell them.
No, we're not gonna tell them. We're gonna
We
keep it
know
a
it's a-
surprise.
But just know we're going to be switching it up next Tuesday.
Yep. Do things a little bit differently. So be
Yes.
on the lookout for next Tuesday's episode.
That's right.
I like leaving those little hooks like that.
Yeah.
Bring it back for more.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Entrefluential marketing, by the way.
Yeah. That's right.
Love it.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, guys. Love you
All right.
guys. God bless you all.
Love
Take
you.
care.
God bless you.
Bye bye. Bye, you guys. I have to get up and turn the phone off because it's like so far away. I can't do it because my computer crashed. Bye, you guys.
Bye.